もう大丈夫でしょ。行きなさい。バイバイ、天才のお姉ちゃん。
So over the weekend, I decided to tune into the MCS, which is Duel Links' biggest tournament outside the World Championship, run by Duel Links Meta, with over $1,700 up for grabs. Now, if we ignore the fact this tournament may have brought back the cancer that is Shiranui, in a much more cancerous way than it was when it actually was meta, the event was actually pretty cool, and we got to see a lot of new techs develop, especially in regards to Resonators, which are by far the most popular deck during the event. Now, my absolute favourite of these tech cards I saw being played in Resonators was specifically used to counter other Resonator players. You see, at the tournament level it is very uncommon to see Red Nova Dragon, as the card really isn't all that great. And because of this, a lot of people worked out that if you're able to summon a monster over Bane's 3500 attack and make it untargetable to avoid Dark End Dragon, you just kinda win on the spot. And because Resonators happen to be able to summon 3 monsters without a normal summon, it was time to release the god. The 4000 attack, untargetable monster that is Obelisk the Tormentor. Now after seeing this, I suddenly had another thought. That exact same combo that summons 3 monsters for you to tribute also happens to grant you quite a lot of life points. Didn't one of the other god cards specifically use life points to gain an absurd amount of attack? Which brings us to today's video. Welcome to God Resonators. Just before I get into the list, just as a friendly reminder that if you are enjoying the content you are watching, to please consider subscribing to the channel. It's completely free and you can unsub at any time. So this deck list is extremely strong, even with the very memey Winged Dragon of Ra, which I'm going to be completely honest here, you won't be summoning all that often, as it really isn't all that strong of a card, and makes for some really stupid OTKs. But because you're playing the skill Demon's Resonance, even when the card isn't usable, you can just shuffle it back into the deck for a fiend of your choice anyway, so it can never really brick your starting hand. So when you do need it for your cool little combos for your OTKs, you can have it. If you don't want it, just put it back in the deck. Obelisk though, like I said a bit earlier, is actually really useful in the current meta, as it can counter a lot of stuff. Book of Moon, Dark End Dragon, Karma Cut, Cyber Slash Harpie, plenty of stuff. With this list I climbed all the way to dual level max, from about dual level 20-ish, in the current KC Grand Tournament, and at one point I was on a 14 game win streak, which I thought was pretty damn cool. So your standard combo with Resonators starts off like this. Special Summon Crimson, Special Summon Wildwind, go into Red Rising, which will then resurrect the Crimson from grave. Crimson can then Special Summon Red Resonator from the deck, which can then target any monster from the field and gain life points equal to its attack. And keep in mind, this was all done without a normal summon. So from here you can do your normal synchro stuff, go into Bane, go into RDA, go into Dark End, whatever. But because now you have 3 monsters to tribute and a normal summon, you could either summon a 4000 attack untargetable Beat Stick and Obelisk, or by sacrificing all your life points down to 100, a 6000 attack Beat Stick in the Winged Dragon of Ra. Now honestly, I'm not going to go through all the cards featured here, as I've already done a Resonator video on my channel quite recently, and I'm sure you've all seen these cards before. So I'm just going to jump straight into the gameplay commentary portion of the video to show you guys exactly how to summon these gods. Remember, if you are enjoying the content you're watching, to please like the video down below, and whilst you're down there, to please consider subscribing to the channel so you can see even more content from me. Enjoy the gameplay! Alright, so let's get into it. So today I have 4 replays to show you. I would like to show you more, but when you only have 1 copy of each god card, it kinda makes it hard to get replays of just the gods. So I have 3 god replays and 1 just normal replay. It's also kinda hard to show replays when I was trying to climb whilst doing it, so I would only summon the cards when they were actually useful and not just whenever for the meme, you know? So this was against I forgot the name, Galaxy Eyes player. And Galaxy Eyes has one really big weakness in how the deck works. Everything they do is targeted. Literally everything. So he does his normal stuff, he summons his Galaxion, sets 2 cards, uses Galaxion's effect to bring out Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from the deck. Who honestly, I think has the best animation in the game. This eye bullshit is so cool. Alright. So I don't know why they designed the card like this, but even this card's effect is target. I have no idea why. Since this card battles opponent's monster, you can target that monster and banish both monsters on the... and yeah. So it's a targeting effect. Completely useless if you're able to summon a big, untargetable 4000 beat stick. So we get rid of the back row first, because if we didn't get rid of the back row, we'd lose our monster before we can even summon the Obelisk. Alright. Resonator, special summon Wildwind, Synchro summon into Red Rising, special summon back the Resonator from grave, you can special summon a Red Resonator from deck, gain 3000 life points from my opponent's monster, and use the 3 tribute to summon Obelisk, who easily beats over his Galaxy Eyes, and it's done. Instantly concedes knowing he has no way to get over it. And that's basically the use of Obelisk. If you see a matchup where you think your opponent just can't deal with it, you just summon it and they just concede. Sometimes it can be okay too if you know your opponent has a bunch of back row or something and they didn't use it earlier, because Obelisk is pretty immune to a lot of the current back rows like Book of Moons and Karma Cuts. But generally you want to summon it in a scenario where your opponent just cannot deal with it. Alright, so I think this was the gameplay that wasn't a God card summon. This is one of the normal ones that I was enjoying a lot. Also to show off a bit of the win streak there, just a little bit of a flex. This guy's playing a really weird Thunder Dragon variant. He was playing like mostly synchros and not just Xyz cards, which is pretty out of favour nowadays. Still has enough room for a Photon Strike Bowser though. So Bowser's really annoying. We have to try and make him use the Bowser effect so we can actually do most of our combos. Thankfully we have 2 tuners and we don't have to use our normal summon. So we're going to make him negate the Red Rising, which won't matter to us because we can just summon a tuner anyway. Now if this was the other Resonator, we could have done a lot more stuff I think, but because we could then just use the Resonator's effect anyway. But sadly we don't, so he's going to be negating this. Meaning we can only summon 1 synchro this turn. Which is kinda weak and leaves our board quite vulnerable. Well, 2 synchros, but no, we can't summon 2 boss monsters this turn. Dark End Dragon, I'm going to send that. Bane is the other one. And this was probably a misplay from me. I then decided to swing in, so now we can activate his skill. But I wasn't sure whether or not to swing or not, because if he has Karibos, we kind of have to swing now anyway, because if he draws a Karibo, it's going to be really hard to lethal them anyway. And he can just always proc the skill, and Thunder Dragon's really known for Karibos, but I think I probably shouldn't have swung here. Either way. Hallowed by Darkness. Banishes a card to draw 2, which in Thunder Dragon is pretty damn good. Adds back the Hawk, Hawk can then special summon. And he went for a Psy-Frame Lord Zeta, which is a really irritating card to play around, but I'm just grateful he didn't lethal me this turn. This card is really irritating to play around. I had to summon all my monsters in defense position. Thankfully, the Resonators gain 1 billion life, so it didn't matter to me. But now I have to manually click defense position on every special summon. Alright, Resonator, we summon Wildwind. Go into Red Rising. Red Rising, special summon it back. Keep in mind, all defense position. Gain 2,700 life points off our opponent's monster. Dark End again in defense position. Now we can finally get rid of this annoying Zeta. Meaning we can go into our Bane. Summon our Resonator, and he was dead on board. So if he didn't attack in the previous turn, he wouldn't have been dead. So maybe it was better to swing here. Or swing earlier. It is risky because he had a higher chance of lethaling me then, but anyway. Alright, I believe this was the Winged Dragon of Ra gameplay. Versus Odeon. Now, I was a little bit lucky with this guy. as most Odeon players, as you know, are going to be the cancerous Shiranui players, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of these people nowadays because of that one MCS we saw yesterday, or the day before, that made Shiranui come first place in a mirror match. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of it. It's even in high potential, I think, on DLM's tier list right now, so... Sadly, I got this annoying cancer deck coming out. But he bricked a bit, because obviously this deck's meant to draw a shit ton of trap cards, and he only got one. Not only did he only get one, but I believe it was a Drowning Mirror Force. That was my guess, because it wasn't activatable at all. And we didn't draw any back row removal, so it's kind of lucky. But we did draw a Winged Dragon of Ra. So Red Rising, Special Summon Resonator, Special Summon the other Resonator, gain 2,100 life points, meaning we can Tribute Summon out the Ra, who gains 6,000 attack, and our opponent's dead. Very quick replay, that one, but that is the use of Ra right there. You won't do that very often, as back row generally can interrupt this fairly easily, so unless you know the back row's like weak stuff, you're not going to summon Ra. Alright, final gameplay. Now I think this once again was actually against another Galaxy Eyes player we summoned Obelisk into. Yeah, I really wish I got more gameplays for you guys of like the other meta decks and stuff, but I was really trying to like hardcore climb when I was playing this deck. I wasn't necessarily thinking about making a video about it. So I wasn't summoning the god cards unless I knew they were going to be useful, such as in Galaxy Eyes matchups. So a very similar start to the other guy. We have Trunade again, so we don't care about his back row at all. God, that animation is so good. Alright. Set 2 pass. Instantly Trunaded. And we use the Resonator's Call. Go into Red Rising, and same stuff as before. I do misplay a bit here in a second, I think, or was that next turn? That was next turn. Alright, so summon Obelisk. Once again, I'm safely able to swing into the Photon Dragon because its effect is target. He doesn't concede there, he decides to keep playing. Nice guy. And I try to do a bit of BM here, which kind of backfires. I summon 2 monsters for Obelisk's effect. So Obelisk's effect allows him to destroy or tribute 2 monsters to then destroy all monsters my opponent controls. Now I didn't realise that once Obelisk does this, he's not able to attack, so I couldn't lethal him here. I most definitely had lethal last turn, but if I synchro summoned, but I went for the cool Obelisk play, not knowing that it couldn't attack. Just a slight misplay. Didn't really matter. He was dead as hell. We even have the Winged Dragon of Ra in hand. Alright, so that's it for today's replays. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Sorry there was not that many of them. Yeah, like I said, it was a bit hard to get replays this time. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, comment and leave feedback or questions or whatever else. And hope to see you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob? Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis. Oh.